shit. And I was like, okay. So she was like, well, here, I got you a ticket. So I want you to come. And it's going to be beautiful. The sponsors are this. And girl, it's going to be bad. Let's go. So I'm like, you know what, bitch? Let's go. So, y'all, when we walking back out to the cars, after the whole spa day, we walk back to the cars, and lo and behold, what do we see? Miss Fields cookies, y'all. It was a Miss Fields cookies right there on the corner of San Vicente, and I don't know the name of the other street. So we comes out, and I said, girl, do you see this motherfucking Miss Fields cookies? And so she said, Tina, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Girl, you talked me out of it. And you know what? And guess what? I didn't have no urge after that. After you was like, no, Tina, don't do it, don't do it. And I was like, okay. I need you in my life because you keeps me together. And you just said it in such a little calming, it was real calming. And you was like, Tina, no, don't do it, don't do it. Because you know my urge was there, girl. I saw that shit and you was thinking I just straight saw, what? I saw something real cold-blooded. Because it was like, oh my God, this is Miss Fields cookies. I got the palpating and shit. I was like, you know what? What? Miss Fields. That's the way I feel about that's the way my eating pattern is. Now, some people's eating pattern is they see some prime rib and they go just zonkers. Food don't do it for me like that. But Miss Fields cookies fucks me up every time. I got to go get some. I got to get some. So after she said that, Tina, don't do it, don't do it, I was like, okay, cool. I said, what I'm getting ready to do, though, is I'm getting ready to whisk back home, get dressed, and I'm going to be back out West Hollywood, Poly House. We getting ready to do this charity event tonight. So I did that. I got my car, went back home, and I was like, I'm like channeling, like, okay, what am I going to wear? Because it was a black tie affair. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to wear? What am I going to do? What am I going to put on? This. So I was like, okay, check this out. I'm going to go old school Hollywood. I'm getting ready to channel Josephine Baker, something to that effect. Headdress, hair pulled back, all black dress, corset. That's just my signature thing. Those of you guys that know me knows that corsets are my signature. This is what I do. Corset, blah, blah, blah. Let's work it. So as I was in the shower, I was getting this look together on what I was going to look like. So then, boom, I just created that. So I posted some pictures on Facebook. I sent out the pictures to some of my girls. I think I sent Helen, Cynthia, my auntie, my sister, Jody, I don't know. I think somebody else. Anyway, so I sent you guys a barrage of photos. And I think it was like maybe 6 photos or something. So then I was like, boom, I said, this is what we doing. Let's go. Get to the event, y'all. It was off the fucking chain. Oh my God. Y'all just look that shit up. It's called Poly House. Pali House. Look that shit up. Google that shit. Because I'm telling you right now, since motherfuckers are so good on Googling shit, and especially Googling my ass. Google that shit and see. Y'all, this motherfucking place was banging. And I had never been to this venue before. I've never been to it before. And it's actually a hotel. Never been there before. And the ambiance was just killer. I mean, it was, so I pull up, they valet and all that. And so it was really, really quiet and subtle on the outside. But, of course, I didn't want to just be whipping out no flip-ass camera and be flipping and shit on some paparazzi type of shit, because you just don't do that. So I was like, okay, here we go. Let's go. So I goes in, and it was just candlelit, and it was very serene. It was just a real calming. And it was like the crowd was a mixed crowd. It was very professional. It wasn't no Darnells and Kilo Lows and Booker and all them in the back smoking weed. It was none of that. I mean, it was none of that niggas trying to get in for free. Is it free before 10 o'clock? It was none of that, okay? And I wanted you guys to see that it was none of that. It was none of that, you know, stamp on your hand, let me give you a green wristband. It was none of that bullshit. I mean, this was posh. It was just elegant, off the chain. So I get in, and on the patio, I walk around the corner and I'm looking, and here go my girl Kanima, and I'm like, hey, Kamita. So, you know, once again, we hugging, embracing. Oh, girl, I'm so glad you came, blah, 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 blah. Here's my cousin Remy. So she has this cousin Remy. Y'all, he is so fucking sexy. I mean, fucking sexy. Y'all, we took some beautiful pictures, too. We took some pictures. I'm going to probably post it on my Facebook. I don't know. Kima, you let me know. Is it cool for me to post these pictures on Facebook? Well, I think I can post yours, me and your picture. But Remy and all them, I don't know. I don't know about posting theirs. So, but I will post yours and mine. Okay, how about that? So, anyway, so her cousin Remy, he has his own product line out of hair care. And so, you know, him and I was conversing about, you know, me doing a product review for his line of hair care products. So, I mean, the dude, I mean, and he was just so fucking handsome and tall, and I'm looking at this black man like, and he was so poised, and he knew his business. He knew his shit, you know. And I'm like, you know, I'm talking to him, and then I'm talking to some of his stylists and stuff, and you know, and it was cool. And we were talking about film. We were talking about, you know, the entertainment business. It was a lot of, see, what a lot of people fail to realize, the people in the background, the people that you don't see, are a lot of times the mortar that keeps it together. They're the engines that keep it running. That's just like in a beautiful car. Yeah, on the outside of the car, you can see that it's a Jag or it's a Lamborghini or whatever. But that's not what keeps it running. What keeps it running is what's under the hood. So a lot of times the most power is up under the hood. It's what you don't see, okay? So here, it was a lot of behind the scene people. A lot of the stylists, a lot of the makeup. It was a lot of, man, I mean, producers and execs. Man, it was off the fucking chain. And when I walked in there, you know, and here I am, I'm 228 pounds, okay? I was the biggest chick in the room. I was the biggest chick in the room. Did I say I was the biggest chick in the room? I was the biggest motherfucker in the room, okay? So I comes in there. I'm giving them curves. I'm giving them, you know, channeling Josephine. You know what I'm saying? I got this, you know, like my boy say, don't let me close one more door and look, check this out. I don't want to hurt no more. I'm giving them that, okay? So I'm going up in there, and they were like, oh my God, you are absolutely stunning. You are beautiful. And I just felt so, because it wasn't, oh, what's happening, shawty? And yeah, and let me get your digits, and yeah, shawty, what you doing after that? Let's go to Denny's for this. You know, it wasn't that ghetto-fied bullshit. I mean, the men were like, oh my God, you're absolutely gorgeous. Can we take a photo? Can, you know, like that. I mean, very, very classy. It wasn't no bullshit. So I shook some hands, and took a few pictures. They were videotaping the whole event, so I don't know. I don't know if that was for E Network. I don't know. I don't know who was involved of the filming and where the filming is gonna be. But y'all, okay, I walked in here like, what? Yep, I'm 2-something. What? Because all of the chicks in there were like every bit of like 103. I would probably say the biggest was maybe a size 10, if that. If that. I'm giving them 18 all the way. You know, and they just embraced me and felt like I was just so beautiful. And I just, in the inside, I just felt like, because let me tell you something. When you go urban, my size is the norm. But when you go Hollywood, my size is considered as grossly, morbidly obese. In African American community, our size is just what it is. But when you go and you start dealing with different types of people, then it's like, wow, you need a lap band. You need a program. You need a ruin. Why, bitch? No, no. You need gastric. You need teeth wire. That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And but yet and still, they probably felt I needed all that. But they felt like, oh my God. And this one guy, oh my God, he comes. I don't know exactly where he was from, but he wasn't from around these parts. And he was like, oh my God, you're just so beautiful, darling. This dude is in my face, like literally like in my face. And he's looking at my bone structure. And he was like, you know, touching my face. And he was like, you know, he's like, excuse me, darling, I just have to. He was like, what a work of art. You are just absolutely, I mean, he just touched the bridge of my nose. And he was like, you know, like this around my face. And he was like, oh my God, who did your work? I'm looking at him, I'm like, who did my work? You know, and I can only be me. I can't be nobody else but Tina, right? I said, baby, what? Now, wait a minute, hold on. What work? He said, who did your work, darling? I mean, your cheekbones, your bone structure. Who did your work? I said, baby, what? I said, look, check this out. My mama and daddy went half on the baby, and this is what they came out with. Y'all, this man chuckled so. He said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Say it one more again. Say it one more time again. What did you say? I said, my mom and daddy went half on a baby, and this is what they came out with. This man thought that that was the funniest shit ever in the world. And so he leaves. He comes back with 2 more folks. He said, she is so refreshing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. She's beautiful. I don't know. I mean, where are you from? Do you live here in Hollywood? I was like, no, I don't. I don't live out here, you know? And so he said, you ought to be in pictures. You ought to be in pictures because your personality, your look, you're beautiful. And I just felt so good on the inside. Y'all don't know how. Y'all just don't know. And it was like, at this point in time, it's like, damn, do I whip out a flip camera? No, I don't want to whip out a flip camera. I just felt, I don't know. And so this is the way my night went. I mean, it was like, oh my God, where did you get this hairdress? And I was like, you know, and I was like, child, I got this from such and such. Child, you know, because I don't have no problem. I usually don't have a problem with telling people where I get my things from. But now it's like, you know, people are saying, you don't need to tell nobody where you get your stuff from. Because it's like, and this one chick, now, Ozzy's son, I don't know his name, the Osbourne, right? He was there sitting in the cup with some of his friends, right? And so one of the females that was with him, she comes, so she said, can you please tell me where you got that from? So I'm telling her where I got it from. She's like, please. She said, girl, I want one of those. You know, of course she didn't say girl, you know what I'm saying? That's just my dictation, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, well, I want one of those. Oh my God, it just looks awesome on you and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, man, they really cutting up out this hair piece and shit. So to make a long story short, we spins the wheel. I got me a gift card. So let's go to the gifts and prizes, right? So they give you a bag. When you come in, they give you a gift bag. And you just go from station to station to station. And you just pick whatever you want off the table. Whatever it is. So I go through there and I'm just picking things. I was like, oh, okay, give me one of those. Okay, give me one of those. Give me one of those. Give me one of those. Y'all, wait a minute. How about they had this, I don't know, this display. And it said hot look, but I'm like, okay, I'll just get one. And then I was like, you know what, let me just get another one. Y'all, how about later on in the night, this guy, Jason, he's a hairstylist out there in LA somewhere. And y'all, I mean, the dude was off the chain. He had showed me his YouTube page because he was saying, he was like, well, I hear you on YouTube. And I was like, yeah. He said, I hear that, you know, you do a lot of things on there. I'm like, yeah, I do. So he was like, so I gave him my screen name and shit. How about I give him my screen name and that bullshit come up? This Passion of the Christ type of old shit comes up, right? So me and him, we're talking. He was like, isn't that copyright infringement? So we're talking about it. He was like, you know, that's copyright infringement. They copyright. They took things of your videos. I mean, me and him were like sitting here and we're talking about it. And I was like, yeah. You know, and I said, well, one thing about it, just like on any other platform, you know that you have arrived when people take their time. You know, so me and him are talking about it. And he was like, yeah. He was like, you know what? You're somebody. Because people will just not take their time on somebody that's not doing nothing to go through these great lengths. And they put 2 videos out on you, girl. You are the shit. You know, I mean, he didn't say the shit, but he said you are, you. So anyway, so we're laughing and we talking. We still talking about all kind of stuff. We talking about YouTube. He was asking me about what kind of videos I do and all this kind of stuff. How many videos? When I told him like over 1,300 videos, seriously, of full content. I said, yeah, of full content, Like, I think the minimum, I think they all average. I think my videos probably average 10 minutes. I don't know. I don't do 1-minute videos. It's not my thing. You know, so. You know, we're you know, we're talking about videos, we're talking about YouTube, we're talking about the entertainment business. Guys, it was off the chain. I can't go further because I know I'm starting to sound redundant, but it was off the fucking chain. So, they had this whole, okay, Hotlook. Hotlook had these gift cards, $50 gift cards, right? So I got 2 of them. And so, when we found out that they were all gift cards, we go over there, all of them gone. But at first, it was like a stack of like this thick, and they just had them spread it out, and you just go up there and just get whatever you want. Boop, 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 boop. You know, so I was like, give me 2 of them. I got 2 of them. And so when we found out they were $50 gift cards for Hotlook, we was like, damn, how come? And I was like, you know what? We didn't need to. That's what the fuck that is. We didn't need to go over there and ramshack them on some old Florence and Normandy. No, this ain't South Central LA. You know what I mean? So, you know, we kept it classy. We was like, but damn,